Hello, beloveds, and welcome to this message. I'm Erica. I am a psychic medium and a high priestess, an oracle, a prophetess, whatever you want to call it. If you are new here, welcome to the Soul Familia. Welcome to the tribe. If you're returning, welcome back, my loves. Okay, so you guys have seen the title. You guys already know why you're here. I'm just going to take a moment to clear the energy. All right, so you guys have seen the title. You guys already know what's going to come through kind of in this message. I'm not sure what this message is entirely about, but the guidance that I received, because we just finished about an hour ago, we just finished the 1010 Portal Quantum Healing Workshop, which was absolutely incredible and just such an insane experience. You can purchase the recording, you guys. Everything is in the description box below. Just email me. The recording is the same as the ticket price for the workshop, which is $44 USD, worth every freaking penny. The reason why I'm sharing is, one, because I want to share about the workshop, two, because the workshop energy and message kind of and what we did ties into what I'm receiving, what Spirit is guiding me to channel out for you guys real fast, as I wait for my parents to come and pick me up as we are going out for another birthday dinner. So, hey, I'm not complaining. And just, by the way, mi amores, I just want to take a moment to truly, from like every part of my entire being, those of you guys who took the time to comment, to wish me happy birthday, belated birthday, those of you guys, which my birthday was this last Tuesday on the 8th, those of you guys who sent emails, who sent birthday donations, it just means the world to me, and thank you so much, because one, it shows me that, you know, that I inspire love within this community, that I inspire true soul family energy within this community, and it just shows. So thank you so much for showing me that love back. And yeah, so I'm like, before I get emotional, I just wanted to thank you guys. Okay, so going back to the workshop, this workshop was centered, and this is what makes this workshop unique. This is the 12th one that we've done over the past, 2 years, or year and a half, I should say. This was centered around the dark feminine and dark masculine. This was centered around past lives and unconscious blockages, blocks and wounds, like from trauma from past lives, but it also will connect to this lifetime too. Okay. Specifically around, for many of you guys, you resonate as priestess, as high priest, as healer, as shaman, as witch, right? As warlock, whatever you want to say, right? So today's workshop was centered around healing the unconscious and conscious blocks around the witch wound. The witch wound, our throat chakra, and our root chakra. Now, all of the main 7 chakras and our auric fields, etc., got a good clearing, okay, like during this workshop, but it was specifically for the throat, because this is about, you see, I'm like still clearing throat blocks. This was about when you have been silenced, or you've had to continuously, through lifetimes, and even in this one, where you've had to swallow your truth, where you've had to swallow your truth, you've swallowed shame, you've swallowed regret, you've held your tongue when you felt you needed to say something or speak your truth to someone or in some way, and you didn't. You just swallowed your truth and kept it inside. We spoke of today that how that can manifest physically. It can manifest through like tonsillitis, through bad teeth, jaw clenching, decaying teeth, rotting teeth, cavity after cavity after cavity, or needing to get root canals, stuff like that, right? So bad teeth, decaying teeth, rotting teeth, weak teeth, but also tonsillitis, or, constantly having like swollen glands in your throat, or getting sore throats frequently, or getting like strep throat frequently, as well as, thyroid problems. That's a big one. And then just also having maybe issues with throat issues, or issues within your spine and your neck, or a lot of neck tension, etc. Okay, so just an example. And of course, you know, these things, I'm not a medical professional, but these are physical manifestations of the energy of how this, you know, a blocked throat chakra can affect you, okay? And the root chakra, I mean, that could be all kinds of things too. Hip pain, joint pain, leg pain, you know, knee stuff, foot stuff. It could be hip stuff, hip tightness, tightness within your hip flexors, different things like that, okay? So we're 5 minutes in. So this reading, this message is what your past quote, I say quotes because, you know, truly we don't have like a past self or future self, or right? It's like everything is happening simultaneously at once. Even future timelines are already happening, right? So this is about what your past selves, what your past life selves want you to know or want you to focus on, or, you know, want you to, you know, what they want to say to you, whatever comes through. Okay. So I don't know. Let's hit it. Okay. So spirit guides and angels of the highest white light and decree for the highest and greatest good of the collective and all. We ask you, what messages do you want to bring forth at this time for shadow healing, for shining the light and truth upon the darkness, the shadows, the lost aspects of self, of the soul, fragmented timelines where your soul was fragmented, etc., through trauma. Many of you guys, you know, many of us, right, who are here on earth at this time, who resonate as witch, etc., we have had lifetimes where we were burned at the stake. We've had lifetimes where we were shackled and imprisoned for decades or years, or we slowly were starved and, you know, dehydrated to death and chained up, you know, iron shackles, iron cuffs, you know, chains or you know, what, you know what I mean? Like around the neck and the wrists and the ankles, etc. We've been persecuted for just our spiritual gifts. We've been persecuted for our healing modalities, right? We've been humiliated and traumatized by being burned at the stake and having the whole town, the whole, right, community watching, and not only watching, but cheering it on, rooting it on. Burn the witch, kill the witch, right? We have had lifetimes where maybe we were possibly on the oppressor side instead of the oppressed, right? So maybe you've had a lifetime or two or a few where you were the accuser, where you were, you know, a part of the patriarchal role, where you were a part of the church, right? Maybe you persecuted, maybe you rooted for burn the witch at some point in time, right? But at the same time, you've had lifetimes where you were the one being burned, or you were the one being, you know, judged, right? So in this lifetime, this is the lifetime, and this is the message here, and this is what the workshop was all about. You guys, I'm telling you, if you feel guided, this was some powerful, powerful stuff. Reach out, email me, get yourself the recording. Those of you guys who already purchased, you know, everyone who already purchased will be getting the recording, of course, because it is something that you can dive back into. You don't just watch it one time. You could go back and rewatch it and re-experience it. And every time you do, you will unlock different levels of healing. You'll experience things that you didn't experience the first time, or you'll connect in ways that you didn't connect the first time, etc. Okay? So what does your past self want your current self to know? It's time to stand in your power. We are not here to quiver in the shadows. We are not here to be controlled and condemned. We've done all that. This is the lifetime we break free. This is the lifetime where we stand in our truth and our power, and we say F off to anyone who has an issue with it, to anyone who wants to judge us for it, okay? One of the biggest things that's coming through collectively that I'm witnessing with just one-on-one clients who feel like they're ready to step more into their spiritual gifts, maybe spiritual work, maybe starting a YouTube channel or a podcast or writing a book or whatever it is, right? A lot of people, they're really struggling with their self-worth when it comes to this. So it's like they find themselves comparing or feeling like inferior because it's like, oh, there's like, let's say it's like tarot reading, right? Or being a psychic medium, right? Oh, you know, I really want to do this. I feel called to do this, but There's so many people out there already doing it. You know, everyone is so good. You know, do I really have what it takes? You know, am I really gifted? Then like the imposter syndrome starts to set in. I've had the imposter syndrome too, you guys, and I know for a fact that I'm amazing at what I do in all the different facets of what I do, right? Whether it be, you know, the quantum healing workshops, or just connecting through a reading, or working with clients, right? Different things like that. I am, right, a phenomenal channeler. I'm a phenomenal medium. I'm a phenomenal, you know, healer, reader, right? So are so many of you. And that's the whole point. It's like stepping away from the self-doubt. But like, why do you self-doubt? Why is there fear of being ridiculed? Why is there fear of being judged or being shamed? You know, family and friends, right? That's a big one too. People are fearful of those close to them, or those who have known them, you know, even like just people on their social media pages, stuff like that. Like, like, how am I supposed to just like put myself out there? The answer is you just do. Because why are you holding back, caring about what any single person is going to say about your purpose, your mission here? I know it's not easy. Trust me, I've been through it. I had to come out of the psychic closet. I just saw 1111. But once you do, the energetic chains and weight that you feel just dissolve away from you is magical. When you finally just take that leap of faith, when you become the Fool on the Fool's card and the Fool's journey, it is so liberating and freeing. And yes, it's scary. Why? Because in past lives and past experiences and times when our soul has been brutally traumatized and wounded and fragmented, we have experienced that. So that whether you're aware of it or not, it's like a subconscious fear because of X, Y, and Z. So you don't want to do it now. Or I don't want to speak my truth now because X, Y, and Z. The first card out is the skeleton. Bones. Bones are strong, right? Our bones are very strong, right? And of course I know, like, right, you know, you can have weaker bones, osteoporosis, things like that, right? But look at, and I love the skeleton because the skeleton also represents death. It represents, you know, the kind of like the solid structure foundation of our being, right? We would just be ooey gooey jello if we didn't have our skeletal, you know, structure. So again, it's diving into the deeper, stronger parts. And literally, you can't make this stuff up, you guys. Strength. Our first card out, the skeleton, strength. Through much death and rebirth, right? Strength is reborn and new. But this is about diving in. What does your past self want you to know? Your past self wants you to remember how strong you are, how gifted you are, how needed you are, how special you are. Right? Right? You guys, like, I did the imposter syndrome, like, comparison thing too. Trust me, when I got the call to tarot and start a YouTube channel and, you know, to do things that were extremely out of my comfort zone, to do things I never thought or saw or envisioned myself ever doing. This was my divine nature, my higher self. But every single day, I'm glad that I did it. Because who knows where I would be living some false illusion reality paradigm if I hadn't, right? And right now is the time. So your past self is saying, yes, we have known death many times because of our strengths, because of our gifts. We've also, right, had our strength tested. We've had our strength diminished because we have been in situations and circumstances throughout the ages where we have been powerless, where we've been chained up inside a dungeon, a prison cell, right? Where we've been, you know, taken by groups of people and carried away and tied up and burned and, you know, whatever else, right? It is our inner strength it is because of our inner strength and our strength and our gifts that we have known much death, that we have known much pain and trauma. But your past self wants you to know that this is the time to forgive, to release, to feel it, to heal it. And for you to remember how strong you are, just like the skeletal system or structure, just like your bones, right? I mean, you dig up like ancient, like mummies and like, right, people, they, you know, archaeologists, they find like, you know, old like bodies from like ancient times and stuff like that. And like the bones are still there, they're intact. There's a lot of wisdom within your bones too, within your DNA. You might want to meditate on that, tap into that, you know, tuning into the wisdom that your bones carry, that your DNA is carrying. That's also what's activating right now. It's, again, that's why your past selves are saying, remember your strength at this time. Remember why you're here on earth at this time. It is not to play willy-nilly. It is not to play small. It is meant to, again, throat chakra, live in your fullest expression of who you are on a soul level. Root chakra, and not to be fearful. Okay, and also what I'm receiving is that some of you guys are afraid to take leaps of faith because of finances. Again, yes, we have to be smart. Yes, we still live in a 3D matrix controlled world, right? Where we have bills, we have things that we have to pay and show up for. Okay, so if you need to integrate, you know, start a channel, but don't quit your job, you know, or start the business, but don't quit your job, or quit your job, start the business, take that leap of faith. The universe favors the brave. When I started my YouTube channel, and I've shared this before, like, you know, like close family, you know, like my parents and stuff, they were like, because I was on unemployment at the time, and my unemployment was like about to run out in like a month or two or something, literally. And, you know, everyone was like, be smart, Erica, you know, like, why don't you go get a job? You have a great resume. You know, you'll get a job like that, and then you start making some money, bring in income, and then, you know, start YouTube channel and just, right, go from there, which, right, that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But my heart, my soul, my inner call, everything was saying, no, don't listen to anyone, listen to yourself. And I had to, because I've lived a lot in my life where I did listen to things like that, and nothing had gone right in that regard. So for once, I listened to my highest, truest form, my highest self. And it said, no, Erica, the universe favors the brave. Be the fool. Take the fool's journey. Other people are going to look at you like you're a fool, or you're being foolish. You're not thinking. But no, I knew. And the message was, start it, do it, jump in, all in. And before your unemployment runs out, you're going to replace the amount that you're receiving for unemployment, which if you've ever been on unemployment, like, and I was getting the max, it wasn't very much at all every 2 weeks, right? So, but it was like, and you'll be blessed. It'll be multiplied, right? And so I did, and sure as heck, right? Within the first month, I was getting clients, bookings, like things were just taking off. And it was like, so like, oh my gosh, right? To see it actually happening in the 3D. Same thing for you guys. Don't let fear hold you back. Tap into that inner strength, even when everything around you is saying opposite, right? Don't second guess yourself or your gifts. Look, the veil. In the future, it says the future. This is about your future self. This is about you seeing without the physical eyes. This is about your third eye. This is about your spiritual gifts, tuning in, channeling, tapping in, mediumship. Your being clairsentient, clairvoyant, clairaudient, etc., etc. Psychic hearing, psychic smell, psychic taste. I don't need my eyes to see, right? I love having my eyes to see all the beauty in this world, etc. But if I didn't have my eyes to see, I would still be here channeling. I may not be using the cards because I wouldn't be able to see the cards, but I wouldn't need the cards is my point. And that's like for many of you guys, okay? So the future is yours. You gotta tap into that inner strength for what's coming in the future and for where you're going in the future, okay? You can see things other people can't. You can see things other people can't. And, you know, we all have the connection to telepathy, to psychic senses, etc., right? But like what I bring to the table and what I tune into, it's divinely unique and orchestrated for me and my mission here, right? It's going to be different from, you know, other psychics, other mediums, right? And that's the beauty of it, is we all bring something very beautiful. We are all beautiful pieces of one very beautiful puzzle, okay? We need you, we need your gifts. Right now, this is the opportunity, this is the time to connect, to let the universe know, to let spirit know, I'm ready to finally release once and for all. I'm ready to tune in to past life wounds. I'm ready to tap into my shadow side because I've been avoiding it. If I'm being honest with myself, I've been avoiding it. Right? I was avoiding it. Right? I mean, I've done a lot of shadow work. I've done a lot over the past 8 years since my awakening started. But I am nowhere near finished or completely healed. In fact, I'm just going deeper and darker, you know, into the places that I had no idea even existed. Right? Same thing for you guys. And that's what the unconscious is. Look at that. I just spoke of like mummies and like, you know, like the bones and like, you know, archaeology or whatever. Look what showed up, the mummy, bottom of the deck here. Change. Because this month and moving forward, there is so much changing with the eclipses, with everything. We quantum jumped. We quantum leapt onto a very powerful, beautiful timeline. And I just did a reading the other day about don't get left behind. Basically, like you have a choice. You have a choice to tap into your inner strength, okay? And to change. You know, it's almost like self-preservation. The mummy is to preserve, right? It's like self-preservation though, where you don't want to, you stay in the comfort zones. You stay in like your mummified state, a frozen state of being, meaning like nothing is changing. It's like self-preservation. It's your subconscious trying to keep you safe. It's your ego brain trying to keep you safe. It's like, no, I'm safe here. I don't want to go there because that's scary. The fool's leap of faith, that's scary. The unknown, that's scary. The mystery, that's scary. Right? Universe favors the brave. It's scary to dive into our shadow and to do true shadow work because it's uncomfortable. Because it forces change where there hasn't been. It forces us to change because we are tuning into parts of ourselves that have been ignored. It's about the alchemy. What does your alchemy look like? What kind of transformative energy and alchemization are you ready for? You guys are ready. Many of you, you're ready. It's time to believe in yourself. Your past self wants you to connect with your future self. Who is the future you? Right? When you tap into your strength now, what does it bring in the future? Who are you? Who are you evolving into? What is that future vision look like? You don't need eyes to see. What do you look like? What are you doing? Who are you? What is your profession? Are you in alignment? Are you in your dream home? You know, do you have your family? Are you madly in love with your kingdom spouse? Right? It's time to tune into all of this. But also this is about your future self and your past selves going, hey, it's time to be strong. Hey, it's time to heal this once and for all. Hey, it's time for change. Hey, everything Erica's talking about, the workshop, right? Which I think I said was guided by a goddess Hecate, goddess Lilith, and goddess Freya. Goddess Isis and her beloved twin flame Osiris was also there holding space, bringing balance to feminine and masculine and helping with the dark masculine, dark feminine and soul retrieval work. The dragons were there. The fairies were there. Like, it was really cool. Okay, we had a lot of like animal spirit guides there, right? But anyways, the whole point is the blind spots. See the blind spots? You know, like when you're driving a car, right? Your blind spots, it's like you don't see it. You could look in the mirror and look, right? I got to switch lanes. But a blind spot is a blind spot for a reason, right? Okay, right now, what the message is saying, it's just backing me up here, is that everything that we're tuning into right now as far as like deep spiritual evolutionary work and healing the shadow and being one with the shadow and finding, you know, comfort and love within the shadow instead of fearing it and running from it kind of a thing, right? Befriending it, sending love to it, right? Instead of it being this like, you know, this part of yourself that you just wrote off because it's too hard to deal with, right? Okay, we're talking about your blind spots. We're talking about my blind spots. We're talking about the subconscious. We're talking about the spots of self that we don't see. We're blind to it, but it's there. Just because we don't know it consciously or see it doesn't mean it's not there. That's the unconscious. That's the subconscious. Okay, today we dove deep into the underworld, and that's where you need to go, okay, to see the blind spots. I would suggest maybe even lighting a candle and, you know, setting intentions with a candle around everything here. Help me connect, you know, help me heal, help me, you know, clear and heal and connect to these blind spots, the subconscious, the trauma, past lives, right? Or guide me to the tools that I need to do so, or the people that I need to do so, or the workshops, or, you know, spiritual retreats, or whatever it is that I need to, you know, so I can do this. This is where the most powerful magic lies, is in the blind spots, in the darkness, in the shadows, right? Darkness is where creation is born, okay? And then look, the midnight hour, the most magical hour of all. You see, when you do all of this, when you follow this inner guidance and spiritual guidance, when you tap into that strength, when you trust in the unknown, when you take leaps of faith, when you believe in yourself and your gifts and who you are and what you have to offer, right? Magical things happen. The most magical hour of all. And I just saw 2552. It's a play on numbers, 2552. So it's like 7-7, as I'm holding up this card. The most magical hour of all. 7-7. Luck is on your side. Things are changing. It's time. The most magical hour of all. That's the era that you are now walking into. Okay? Why? Because the cauldron. Look, synergy and healing, which is what we're talking about. Right? Your past selves, your future selves. They're trying to help you remember in this now moment how powerful, how powerfully gifted and divinely unique you are. Right? You can even do, you know, healing work where you envision a big bubbling cauldron, right? All steaming, etc., etc. And through your intention, you can throw what no longer serves you into that cauldron for healing. You can excavate and pull out the wounded aspects of self and throw them in the cauldron. Whether you know what they are or not, I take all aspects of self, things that are no longer serving me, blockages, pain, wounds, both conscious and subconscious, and I throw them into the cauldron for alchemization, of transmutation, lead into gold, dark into light, etc. This is where you're at right now. It's the most magical hour of all. And then look, the cards go reverse. So that's the end of this oracle deck message here. Synergy and healing. Okay. We see here and like the ace of, or the, I'm saying ace of pentacles. It's like the pentacle here, right? But okay, some of you guys might be seeing this symbol a lot. Okay, it does represent like the fact that we are cyclical soul beings, right? Death brings life, etc., etc. Okay, and then the star represents the physical body. Okay, it represents more than that, but it's the physical body, the star, when we see this too, okay? So that's why, like, you know, in the pentacles and the tarot, that, you know, it's the pentacles, it's the 3D, it's the physical, right? Okay. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start wrapping it up right now. But I had to record this, you know, like I said, it was just like, oh my gosh, like, it is just crazy. It's just crazy right now. Okay. So remembering who you are and that, yes, you can. In fact, beautiful Tara, if you see this, mi amor, I'm so proud of you. She is a subscriber here. She's been subscribed to the channel for a couple of years now. Maybe she's been with me since the beginning. I don't know. But you know, I was off for a few days because of my birthday. So I took off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I came back to work yesterday. So forgive me. I'm still going through emails and trying to answer everyone and schedule and do all the things. Plus I had the workshop this morning. So it's been like, right. But it's all good. But one of the emails that I received was from Tara, and she let me know, and many of my clients, have started their own YouTube channels, etc., like since like working with me or just tuning in, connecting. And I'm not saying I'm the reason whatsoever. But just, I guess, like the guidance here, you know, stuff like this, where it's very empowering, where it's like, yeah, you can. And in fact, that's a big reason of why you're being guided to certain things right now, is because you can do it, or that's why your soul called you to it, right? But Tara finally started her her tarot channel, and I can't remember what it's called. Something Lake Tarot. I can't remember. Anyways, so she started, and she wanted to share, she wanted to let me know, and I'm just like so proud of her. But this is like, why I'm saying this is because, you know, I want you to share in the joy of celebrating her, of course. But my point is that, like, perfect example, she's a reader, right? Started a tarot channel, but her messages are more around like karmic energies, karmic relationships. I mean, I'm sure there will be divine union stuff too, but that's her calling. That's what she feels guided to share. So what that means is that there's a whole collective of people out there that are going to be guided to her channel through all space and time because of the messages that she brings forth. It's a part of her spiritual specialty. Like my spiritual specialty being a twin flame, I'm a divine reader. So I'm kind of the opposite, where karmic energies come through in the messages, etc. sometimes, right? For sure. But that is not a part of my gifts or calling or mission. My collective is around divine partnerships, divine union, twin flame channeling, goddess energy channeling, angel message channeling, past life message channeling, things like that, right? So again, my point is, it doesn't matter how many readers are out there. It doesn't matter how many massage therapists are out there. It doesn't matter how many people out there are writing books about, you know, their testimony, their life journey, and what they've been through, or whatever else, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many hairdressers are out there. If you're a phenomenal, badass hairdresser, and that's a part of your soul alignment and what you're meant to do, then you're gonna build a lucrative business. But I'm telling you, universe favors the brave, right? When we tap into this strength, when we tap into our synergy, our healing, when we tune into and start healing the blind spots, okay, the things that we didn't see before, but now we see, or maybe the things we just don't see, but we know are there. The fact that we embrace change, right? And the fact that we can see the future with our third eye, with our spiritual gifts. We can see it, sense it, smell it, taste it, dream it, prophesy it, right? Okay. Now I don't remember why I was saying all that, but basically, like, it doesn't matter how many people are in the same profession or, you know, do this for a living. You have a niche. Find your niche, or let your niche find you. Look at that. The Sun card as I split the deck. The biggest yes card you could possibly get for a message, right? Universe is saying, yep, that's right. That's right. Okay. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, you want to connect with, you know, my gifts through a psychic mediumship reading, I offer a 20-minute Ven sesh, 30-minute 1-hour readings, and also, you know, a 10-minute recorded general reading if you want something quick and just right, boom, 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 straight to the point, under 10 minutes. I am a past life Akashic guide and channel and reader. So doing past life Akashic readings where we tune into your Akashic records, we open up your Akashic records, and whatever comes through as far as who you've been, past lives you've had, when you've had them, when you've been, you know, different things, right? And then I do a 1 to 1.5 hour quantum healing one-on-one session. So that's just different. I tune into the energy of each client. Every single person is different. But those of you guys who have worked with me in that regard or in that context, and you know, right? Okay. So here we go. What else do we want to add to this, Spirit? The Four of Cups on the, okay, and the bottom of the deck. Look, all this work, what we're talking about here, the deep shadow work, even like the shadow work and all of the stuff that we tune into on the workshop today or whatever, if you're interested in maybe getting the recording, again, it's about bringing things into balance through healing, right? We can't be all light and then not, you know, and then spiritually bypass the shadow. It's imbalanced. So when we're imbalanced, you know, our 3D reality, we could receive abundance and different things and whatever, right? And manifestations, but not on the level that we should be receiving because of the imbalance. It creates resistance, right? So doing this kind of work, tapping into the shadow and the past life shadow aspects and the dark depths and going to the underworld and all the things, right? that helps bring the shadow into balance with the light. You see, so many star seeds, so many earth angels, light workers, whatever you want to say, right? They're up in the higher chakras, which is exciting, you know, oh, I'm getting all the things and I'm, you know, my gifts are coming in more and la 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 la. But, you know, and I'm seeing like 444 and 222, but I'm not doing any real deep shadow work or healing. I'm ignoring the shadow and I'm just all trying to be in the light. Eventually that shit catches up. And when it does, it's not fun. It's not pretty. It's going to drag you right down. And then you're going to be very much in the shadow, forcefully, even though you always have free will. You see what I mean? You can't just, right? So this is a time of extreme balancing. We are in Libra season. Libra represents the, I almost said Libra represents the equilibrium. It can definitely affect that, but it's the balance, the karmic, the universal scales of justice, right? Okay, so when we come into more of a balanced state of being between our feminine masculine, between our light and our dark or our shadow, right? That also reflects outwardly in our 3D a more balanced reality where things are just flowing, things are pretty, you know, they're pretty level. You're in a receiving mode, you know, you're creating, you're innovating, you're working, you're taking action on things, you're standing in your power and your truth, and you're also in a high level of receiving divine love, divine union in a big way, because it it takes, like attracts like, right? So when you become more balanced, then boom, you call in almost like that, right? A more balanced person to match you, right? So this helps with all of that, you guys, I'm telling you. And I think that's another big reason why this workshop was centered so much around the shadow. Was a big part of it is because a lot of you guys who follow me here, you are on the journey of moving towards divine union, calling it in, manifesting it, right? Okay, so all of this stuff helps this like 1,000-fold. Okay. 4 of Cups, avoiding. The more you avoid these things though, it's like, I just said, it catches up to you, and the more it can start making you feel like this. It's like you put yourself out in the cold just by not doing the work or by avoiding, right? Or being stuck in the past pain, disappointments, you know? When you're in this vibration, it affects your finances. Your finances could be at a, you know, standstill, or your business slows down, or, you know, or you get laid off from work, or you get unexpected bills that come in, okay, things like that. It's time to bring this stuff into balance. You hold the key to your heaven on earth. Okay, so it's no longer avoiding the things that have been avoided, because you'll keep looping around in this kind of energy until these things are addressed, healed, confronted, whatever it is, right? Okay, and also a lot of the wounds in your shadow, for a lot of you guys, it is abandonment wounds, it's rejection wounds, it's wounds that have made you feel like nothing, like people that you've dealt with in the past or past lives, they have made you feel out in the cold a lot. You've had a lot of this. You've also known extreme, you know, poverty for some of you guys, poverty, you know, where, you know, in past lives, you maybe went like days or weeks, right, without food, or, you know what I mean? Just different things like that, okay? So again, and that would create trauma. That would create, you know, some kind of soul fragmentation more than likely, because, right? Okay. So it's going to be so different for everyone, but as a whole, many of us have experienced very similar, if not the same kind of things in past lives, right? No longer avoiding the stuff that makes you feel like this. Okay, no longer avoiding the shadow of past lives where you have experienced much of this. Okay, you've had your heart broken by people who they make you swoon, and they come in all, you know, knight in shining armor, or, knight in shining, princess armor. Like, I don't know if you're a man watching this and it's like women that come in, but you know what I mean? It's the love bomber. It's Mr. Charming or Mrs. Charming. It's someone who says all the things. They wine and dine you. They surprise you with flowers or gifts, right? But it's very shallow, very materialistic in that regard. There's no true depth. So you've known a lot of that also. Again, shadow, where people, they used and abused you, period. They used and abused you, or they hit it and quit it, or do you know what I mean? This is going to be highly specific. This could literally just be for one person, but what I'm also receiving is deep wounding around an inappropriate, or what, you know, society would deem inappropriate relationship or relations. So what I'm receiving specifically is someone who was, maybe you were the boss, or someone who was your boss. You had like an affair or some kind of relations with a boss. Again, maybe you were the boss, I don't know. So it was considered, right, inappropriate, or you're not supposed to do that, right? And what I'm receiving, this is, again, very specific, so this is not going to be, but maybe this resonates on a different level for some of you guys, where this person kind of used and abused. They made you think like they really cared about you. Maybe they promised to leave a spouse or to change their life, or we'll figure this out. Trust me, you know, this is real. You know, they said all the things, you know, hook, line, and sinker. You know what I mean? But when it came down to brass tacks, you had your heart broken, or maybe you were the one that did the heartbreaking. But I think for most of you guys, you had your heart broken. And then what I'm receiving, again, this could be for one person. This is very specific. Your heart got broken because this person lied and deceived and betrayed in that way. They had you believing and they had you trusting. So it was a betrayal. It was a huge betrayal to your heart. And then what happened was then you're the one that got let go or fired because they were then uncomfortable, because they were the ass, because they were the asshole, because they were the ones that, right? Isn't that funny how that works out sometimes? But let me tell you, karma is a biatch. Right? And I know we don't have to say that. And you guys know me, I'm not the kind to be like, oh, they're going to get their karma. Because that's just like, duh. That's how this universe operates, of course, right? You do negative karma, then you receive negative karma, right? Most of the time, threefold or more, right? This person has definitely received some negative karma, but my point is that this is someone who burned you pretty badly, and it's someone that you really loved and trusted. And it, again, it's not going to be for everyone, but for some of you guys out there, maybe a few of you, this was like an inappropriate, like, you know, employee and boss. Employee really cared. Boss made them think that they cared too, and maybe they did on some level, but when it came down to brass tacks, they weren't leaving their spouse. They weren't changing their life. Everything they said was a lie, and then you got burned big time in the end. Okay. So Wheel of Fortune followed by the Temperance card. Okay, so we're 42 minutes in. Sorry, guys, I'm going to leave you here. This is your time. Look, it's the wheel, the clock of the tarot with the clock here, the midnight hour. Everything is shifting for you now. That's why this shadow work and this deep stuff right now, that's why it's coming up. That's why there's so much darkness purging. That's why so many people are feeling like that darkness or sadness or anger or rage, right? All of those things, honor yourself in feeling them. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just try not to project it onto people. That's all, right? Right? Okay. The wheel is turning in your favor. This is a turning point in destiny. This is good fortune coming into your life in different ways, in different shapes, forms, people. Temperance. Okay? Look at the sun and the moon. It's about balance. Temperance card is a card of balance. It's a card of patience and divine timing. It's a card of the angels. We have Archangel Michael here. The angels are really helping you to balance. Look, but the shadow, the darkness, it's not just the light. We have this whole other side, right? You've been very patient, everything in divine timing. This is also a card of healing. You've been doing so much healing work, but this is about balancing the light and dark through healing. And then the wheel turns. You see? You see? All right, mi amors. So I'm going to leave it here. I love you guys so freaking much. I think I just want to, what do I want to end with? I'm like, I wanted to end with an angel message, but I'm not seeing my angel deck here. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Here it is. Okay. All right, so we're going to get a little message from your guardian angel or from your angels. It's like guardian angel, angels. Okay, so let's just go ahead and see what they want to say to you. So again, thank you, my loves, for being here with me. Again, Thank you for all of you guys who sent birthday love, or even if you comment here on this video, you know, happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys. It is an honor and a privilege to be on earth at this time with you guys, okay? To be a part of this journey together, right? We are better together. We are better together. And I hope and pray that I see more of comments and maybe people reaching out or hearing from clients that they are in pursuit of their soul's dreams, of their soul's work, of their soul's mission, because you deserve it. And that's literally why you're here, right? Okay. Opportunity. Ooh, I just heard opportunity knocks. Someone could show up at your front door. I'm getting like someone surprising you. Like this is also like secret admirer energy. So I feel that too. Some of the shadow work that you guys are just moving through too, it's balancing, it's bringing more balance. And then again, it like brings in romance or something. But I'm telling you, like 100%, everything that came through today, very strong. So opportunity knocks here. Okay, so let's see what it says. Wondrous possibilities and opportunities await you. That's this. That's this. That's this. But they await you through changing, synergy, healing, and strength, right? Okay. So wondrous possibilities and opportunities await you. Stop dwelling on past mistakes. Surrender the past lovingly. There is nothing to regret. All is always in perfect and divine order. Everything that you've ever experienced has helped you in some way. This is so on point. The past is now behind you. The path ahead is clear. Move forward joyfully and fulfill your heart's desire. Wow. Wow. How synchronistic, you guys. Like, seriously? Wow. Okay. All right, mi amors, have a beautiful, beautiful day. I will see you guys soon. I will be here tomorrow. You guys know me. Like, I do stuff as I'm called, okay? So I am going to be doing Aries, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo tomorrow, and then I'll finish the rest like the day after or something like that. If you have emailed me over the last like 3-4 days and you haven't heard back from me, you will. It's just I was off work. Yes, I am like everyone else, and I do take time off work. I don't just magically plug myself into an outlet in the wall and recharge like a robot. I have to take time for myself, and I deserved it because it was my 40th birthday, and you know, the big 40. Now I'm old, so no, I'm just kidding. I don't feel 40 at all. In fact, I don't feel 40. I don't look 40. I literally feel like I'm like, like 28 years old or something. So anyways, young at heart, right? Young at heart. So, okay, loves, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna stop babbling. Mwah. Love you. Bye.